Have you ever wondered what would happen if you had a pipe burst in your house or maybe a fire? Have you ever went through an insurance process? Well, if you haven't, I want to go over today the top things to look for when you go through an insurance project so you can get the money you deserve and get the build back the way it was before, even better. Hey, my name is Jerry Martin with A New Day Construction. The number one thing to be careful of when going through an insurance claim is do not handle the claim yourself. This is a big no-no because insurance companies inherently have systems in place to help save money. If you don't know how to navigate through that, it can cost you thousands of dollars. And it sounds good on their end, they're going to try to give you a check, but just be careful of that. So just know that all insurance companies across the nation, they work on the same estimating program called Xactimate. And so if you're not proficient in that area, the likelihood of you getting a fair claim is 0 to none. So I actually had a customer a few years back that tried to handle their own claim. It was a basement damage. It flooded the basement. So when I went out there, we looked at their Xactimate report and kind of a little education about Xactimate reports. This is one of the reports we do. This report is for one claim and it's 29 pages long. So this is how detailed the insurance companies want you to be. This counts for every piece of wood in the wall, it counts for every piece of sheetrock, it accounts for everything. So making sure you have somebody on your side that can actually do one of these would definitely help you get the amount of money you need for your claim. Now, a few years back, I went on a job with a lady. Her basement had flooded. And after talking to her, the insurance company settled with her for $15,000. She thought that would be great. I let her know that there's no way that this job could be completed back the way it was for that amount of money. So I asked her at the time if we could try. And so we got our estimator involved and ended up getting her over $32,000, which completed her basement and had it back the way it was before the claim. And that's what we want to do for you. The number two thing to be careful of is the insurance recommended contractors. I know that sounds easy, I know that sounds good, but this is where you can really get in some trouble. Keep in mind, if it's an insurance contractor, they're working for the insurance company, so they're going to put their best interest in front. Secondly, when the insurance company hires these contractors, it's called the program if you want to be on it, and it's usually for contractors that need to keep busy and they just feed them work, and so they work off volume. And so when they work off volume, they pay them less, but they guarantee them a lot of work. So in doing that, they're going to cut corners, of course, because they don't have the proper amount of money to do the job right, because they've been cut down. Some things that could go on in that area is substandard materials. I've heard companies go to these supply houses and buy second grade materials to get jobs done. So just be careful in that area, because again, they're not paid enough to do the job, and so when you're not paid enough to do the job, you usually don't get a good quality job. So mistake number 3 would be allowing your mitigation company to do your rebuild. Now there are some companies out there who do both. They do mitigation and they do rebuild. The problem with that is that rebuild is such a complex task. So there's so many trades going on. You have plumbers, electricians, trim guys, sheetrock guys. It's hard to coordinate that. When you're on the mitigation side, it's more just water cleanup, removing, demo, and getting everything prepped and dried out for the insurance process. So that process is a lot easier. Some companies can pull that off, but it's very hard because if you're not working directly with a rebuild division of your company and really getting those processes down and having those team people in place, it's hard for them to do a proper job. And again, they're working for the insurance company. So typically if they're a mitigation company, they want to make sure they're getting mitigation work. And so a lot of insurance companies will give them leads and making sure that you're protected as you go through this and make sure you get a good quality job. So just be aware of that, to make sure you do your homework, make sure you ask for some referrals of some past jobs that we can call the clients and say, hey, how did that job go? You can also look at Google reviews. That's a big one to look for. So some of the mitigation companies do have Google, and if they do, look at their reviews. Make sure that they're doing top-notch work. If they don't have a good Google review, just be careful because you're not going to get a good job. Now, let's go over how we approach it and how we approach insurance differently than most anybody else. Well, first and foremost, we are a full remodel company. So that's what we do on a daily basis. Kitchen remodels, bathroom remodels, additions, and we also have an insurance division that helps with the insurance side of it. So we do the same quality work over there. It just flows through. If you notice, we're sitting in our showroom, so when it comes to kitchen cabinets, vanities, and stuff like that, we're able to help you in that area too. So working with a contractor that actually has a showroom, we have interior designers if you want that too, that can help in that area. So we're well equipped to make sure your job turns out exactly the way you want it. Another thing that we bring to the table is our Google reviews. It's very important to us to make sure we do a good quality job. And in the construction industry, Google reviews are hard to get. So we're proud of those, and it just speaks volumes how we take care of our customers and run our business. Another thing that we provide that probably no other insurance contractor is going to provide is a 3-year warranty. So that means you get a 3-year workmanship warranty that we firmly stand behind. So if anything goes wrong after we leave the project, we're going to come back and take care of that. So that's one thing we do above and beyond that most contractors are not going to offer in the insurance world. You'll get a dedicated project manager to make sure your job's running smoothly, to answer any questions you have and really walk you through that whole insurance process. So when the project manager comes aboard and starts working with you, we basically hold your hand through the insurance process, help you negotiate with the insurance adjuster to hold them accountable to make sure they're giving you enough money for your rebuild. Education to us is the most important. So my goal is to make sure you're educated as a consumer, so when you walk through this process, you know exactly what to look for, you know exactly what questions to ask, and you know exactly what to expect. So if you have an insurance claim now you need worked on, or if you know somebody that's going through a claim, there's a link above. Just click that link, fill that information out. There's video in there where I'm going to walk you through that process, and that way we can get back with you and help you on your insurance claim. Thank you so much, and I hope you have a blessed day.